Hey y'all, Super X here, and today I've got the Frankenskull Abbey Delrin to give you a little peek at. I'll show it to you next to V3 and how awesome it is. Haven't vaped it yet this morning, so I'm vaping other stuff, mixing it up a little bit. And then I said, you know, I haven't made a movie in a while. Let me go down and make a movie now that I've been feeling a lot better, 100%, 80% better. Let's just put it like that. It's a small 18650 mechanical Squonker, made by an Italian dude that lives in Spain. People haven't heard of Frankenskull. I'm just going to have to introduce him to you, huh? Right. But yeah, I got this one. This is pretty awesome. Found it when I got back. I was in the hospital for a few days. When I got back, I found this waiting for me. What a freaking killer gesture from Paolo. I think that was off the chain. I had mods I've had on it. Got a little JMK matchy ring on it because I don't like to screw these things down really hard on any connectors. I really don't. I take them kind of gentle and make sure there's a little gap if I can. I think it just helps out with the connector lasting for a while. So I don't rebuild on mods. For the most part, I rebuild on a little ohms meter type of deal. Fire it on there and all that good stuff. What a sick little mod. This again, it's tiny, right? Disappears in hand. Vaping, it's a pleasure. This one is lockable too. I'll show you that. It has a thing called a vertebrae on it. So let's look at this thing over there. Alright, here's what comes in the box. Pardon me for the background noise. It's got the heater running upstairs, and so the furnace runs down here. Here's what comes with this killer little box. He sent me this killer drip tip too. I don't know how good the camera's picking up. It's like a Monster Energy green. It looks like it's kind of washed out because I got lots of lights shining on it, so I can't tell. And a button, an alternate button, and an alternate door. And I'm not saying this would come with every one you get. This is just some of that killer stuff that Powell hooked me on with. Now, what I could see here, yeah, that's kind of representing accurately. So that's an alternate door, drip tip, and button that he shot me with it. Pretty freaking cool. Then you get your certificate of authenticity here, Abbey Delrin. Pretty cool. I love the names he comes up with this stuff. It's all pretty nuts, geared around the Frankenskull, Frankenstein, the cryptish sort of theme. Where these are made is called the crypt. So here's this kick-ass little mod. And it's tiny. It's barely bigger than an 18650. I mean, barely bigger. So that gives you an idea. And it's barely wider than two 18650s. Buttons, everything's very interchangeable. It's got the Frankie bolt collaboration connector between Frankenskull and SVA. It's got the killer vertebrae in it that allows you to lock it out. See, it won't fire anymore. And then you just swing it over here. And this puppy is good to go on firing. That's it. It's engraved here. Frankenskull. Paolo is a master engraver too, just so you know. His work with Delrin is, I mean, just as insane. Here's a V2 next to it for comparison. Same connector. It's got the SVA collaboration Frankie bolt in it. This one, I've kind of been running just one right now. I don't have enough kick-ass addies to go around for all my mods. I need more kick-ass addies. But yeah, the only real difference you see looking at the inside, other than those graphics, is the vertebrae in there, and a little different shape to the positive. Now, that's something I wanted to look at with you guys. I had one cut on these mods. The only cut I have on them is I hate these fucking bottles. These bottles suck. But they're the only ones that work really well on them, so I force myself to use them. I just hate them though, okay? Always have, but luckily I think that Sunbox is coming out with one that should replace these. It'll be the same as their big silicone and their medium silicone. Now they're going to make a small silicone with the metal top. Hopefully it'll be a plug and play and just rock and roll. So one thing I want to show you guys, the contact. It's very easy to get out, and it's something you need to maintain from time to time. I doubt mine will. It's looking pretty clean at the moment. Probably could use a little wipe down. All I would do if I was going to, I don't have any alcohol with me, but all I would do is just wipe it down with alcohol. That's all you do, is just wipe that down, and it'll be shiny and new. See, I just have a paper towel here. It's not doing it. But I should have brought my alcohol, and that's it. It comes in and out that easy. Button, if you wanted to change it, would come right out. And then I get a Q-tip, and I rub a little alcohol right there. And also I clean this portion. But you can see it doesn't get dirty. The key thing about any mod, or particularly a mod that you want to last for a while, is to make sure you get no juice inside of the mod. And if juice gets on this, find out what's making it leak, fix the leak. A lot of leaks come from, this just slips back in, by the way. It's got a nice shielding on it. This is like, the dude's a metallurgist, like jeweler type of dude too, so his contacts are arguably the best in the business. I'm not going to doubt that, because they are. He makes them himself. They're not bought. They're like freaking, I could see the man now in the crypt like pounding these things out and getting crazy with them. And they just go in like that. That's it. Now it's, you can see it's on. It's ready to rock and roll. Bottle. This is another thing I love about his connector. The bottle just slips on. You don't need any tools or anything. Like I've got another one that takes a tool. You want to make sure you got a little bit of clearance between the top of your tube and this brass piece right here. Just enough clearance, because otherwise that'll sap juice out of there, wind up getting juice over here. Just keep an eye on your mods. One thing I recommend is never tighten, wrenching down on these connectors. I mean, really the only thing that's insulating this from juice getting down through there is a piece of Delrin. If you force that, trying to get your gap out and stuff, you're going to wind up ultimately, those threads are going to just kind of get a little larger on the Delrin. You're going to wind up screwing the damn thing up. The batteries go in negative down. Always use good quality batteries, not a place to skimp. And you just, that's it. That battery is good to go, okay? Nice tight connection. This is a reverse threaded connector. That means to raise the connector, you would actually turn it counterclockwise, and to lower it, I got that completely wrong. To raise the connector, you would turn it clockwise. That would raise it to make contact with your atomizer. And to lower it, you would turn it counterclockwise. So clockwise to raise it, counterclockwise to lower it, okay? That's simple. Again, these little matchy rings kick ass. I like them quite a bit, and I use them so I don't have to fiddle and worry about a gap, because to me a gap is good. If you have to wrench this to make it gap free, you're going to wind up regretting it in the future, because ultimately you're just going to weaken that connector. Okay, that's what's going to wind up happening. You're going to wind up hating yourself for doing so. And now you can see that we are back in business. Flick the vertebrae over, and we are completely out of business, which makes this a pocketable as hell mod. Again, the gap is concealed. Everything's looking good. So that's kind of a quick breakdown on this. Again, all the accessories and stuff. There's a lot of accessories, that doors and stuff that Palo makes. There's aftermarket ones, buttons and doors, but this black Abbey Delrin, it's kind of, and I love this one too, don't even get me wrong. It's a 3D Illumide print made on a grown man's printer. Love it quite a bit, but this one has kind of replaced it for me for now. Again, if I had more atomizers, and see, you see the gap there, how nice of a gap I have, this matchy ring just goes down and boom, you're good to go. And I like short rings. I don't like tall rings. I had one that came up here, and it was hard to do anything with the atomizer on, so I like these short ones. Just ordered more of them. Got some stainless ones, some black ones. We're good to go. What a killer presentation, huh? Of the Frankenskull Abbey Delrin by Frankenskull Mods. It's not scratched at all. Again, I baby my mods quite a bit. Don't put them through a bunch of torture. That's it. That's what I got. My comeback movie, like comeback kill and COD. Getting some extra points. It's been a little while since I made one deal. I was dealing with some health issues, not dealing with them anymore. Now I'm just dealing with recovering from them, which I'm all good. Good talking to y'all, and look forward to seeing you more in the future. Peace.